Hi, Oxana. Great job writing these essays for your IELTS preparation. Let's get straight into what you had to say. Okay, it is often argued that education in a classroom should be more enjoyable and not only be strictly focused on learning. You don't need this too. In my opinion, it is better to study in a happy place because this method has a positive impact on, this is the wrong word here, on the ultimate result of the pupils, and they are not stressed out. I wouldn't say a happy place because we're not really concerned with the location of the teaching, but more the method used. Okay, this essay will discuss the issue using examples of Ofsted and a recent school survey to demonstrate points with supporting arguments. Firstly, a school where the educational process is made in a friendly way is known as a successful one. This is largely because pupils are not bombarded with complicated equations and boring literature, but all the material is meticulously chosen to be easy to understand and captivate the attention. For example, Ofsted, a governmental organization in the UK, describes that at a school with outstanding rating, the children enjoy 100% of the classes. Therefore, best schools admit to, not really admit, but aim to educate the best children through the unique message of success, that only, not resume again, focuses on to entertain. Okay. Secondly, the young generation is surrounded every day by stress and inequality, which is why many schools tend to implement stress-free lessons into the program. For example, a recent school survey showed that every second child attending the classes experienced stress and inability to express themselves. All right, this doesn't really make sense because you're talking about stress-free. So you want to say in the traditional environment, okay? Consequently, the psychological status of children is important in instructing a healthy and educated next generation. To conclude from examples and arguments given, I totally agree that the educational process should be enjoyed by everyone, and the system should be expanded with different leisure activities. It is predicted that illiteracy will decrease if the studies are mixed up with entertainment breaks. Okay, so there are a lot of really good elements to this essay. You had a number of misused words here. But more importantly, you didn't really talk about alternatives. So what I really wanted, not so much alternatives, but you didn't really talk about any details, really. It was just very theoretical, and you needed to develop it a little more to provide some support. So what kinds of, let me look at the question again. It says entertaining. So you talk in a very theoretical kind of way about entertaining, but don't really go into any sort of real detail about it, and that's what you need to do. These paragraphs, especially, they both look really short, but this one in particular feels definitely too short to me. So you do need to expand your examples a little more, be a little more specific, okay? Okay, now the second essay question is enjoying an enjoyable activity with a child to develop better skills in reading. All right, let's see what you have to say here. Entertaining the children with different toys and games is more effective in developing new abilities and imagination than reading. I strongly agree with this statement because amusing activities encourage the young generation to learn more easily and to improve their critical thinking and physical abilities. This essay will discuss both sides using examples from Early Years Education Authority and the Oxford University to demonstrate points and support arguments. Firstly, kids are learning and developing new skills more easily, and they are learning, but they learn and develop when the information is provided in a funny way. This is because the young brain absorbs instantly and stores the details for longer with entertaining moments, triggering critical thinking without the the. For example, EYEA study showed that children who were taught in a friendly, comical way, using funny characters, were more creative and skilled than those who only read. Therefore, children who are encouraged to learn by playing tend to be more open-minded. Okay, fine. That's not bad. That's well done. Secondly, only by reading, children cannot develop their musculoskeletal, I'm not really sure if this is how you spell it, system, which is the most important part in building a happy, multi-talented body. This isn't really an accurate word here. We don't say a happy, multi-talented body. You need to find a different expression for this. This is due to the fact that girls and boys who exercise also learn in a, I don't know what this means, in a game manner. This is due to the fact that boys and girls who exercise, meanwhile learn in a game manner, are more likely to develop independence in the early years. This, I can't really gain any meaning from this, so this needs to be revised. Take, for example, the last research by Oxford University that states that 85% from a group who were involved in outdoor activities presented new problem-solving abilities. To conclude from the examples and arguments given, I agree that children that are involved in a variety of engaging and agreeable games can develop inventiveness and other valuable social skills in comparison with reading books. Okay, it's fine. There were obviously a couple of areas that I struggled with a little bit, but your structure is good. The grammar for the most part was good. It was just those areas that kind of tripped me up a little bit, but you did an overall good job. I still think that you probably could have maybe said a little more about this. Now, the essay was doing an enjoyable activity. And did you mention, well, you basically said here, friendly, comical way. And that's pretty much it. So maybe you could have given an example of what you were talking about. But on the whole, it's a nice attempt. So well done for your first essays especially. It's really good. And I'm sure that as you get more comfortable, as you write more essays, you will begin to develop your essays more with more support, more examples, really kind of deepening the message you're sending. All right, but well done. So now what you need to do is you need to correct these essays. You need to add the errors to an error correction list. Basically, it's a list where you write down the errors you've been making in your essays so that you can learn from them and not repeat them. And then send all of these back to us within the next day or so with your new essays. All right? So I will let you get to that task. Start writing your next essays. So well done, and lots of luck with your new writing assignments.